Alright, hello, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So today we do have the defense calcs for the manga batch, all the manga cards. So at the time I'm recording this, we have currently had the JP data download, and I can pull this up real quick. And in fact, I could probably honestly just let me duplicate this. It's probably just on this page. Yeah, okay, here. So as you can see, the manga batch is not yet in here. So what does this mean? I'm not really too sure, to be honest. To me, as far as I can tell, because they said early November. Now, if we think about Heroes last year, there's something very notable. Not only was it, obviously the last Heroes batch, but very importantly, I do think with that Heroes batch, they moved it up. And in fact, I could actually show this real quick. If I go over to category, let me go down to crossover here. If I translate, it's not translate. I think this is the crossover one. Let me see. Is this Dragon Ball Heroes or is it crossover? Fuck. I think this is Dragon Ball Heroes. Okay, this one should be crossover. Yes, this was crossover. Okay, so I can actually show this. So last year, we had this Goku, so we'll just pull him up, and then the year before we had Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So we'll just look at the last 2 years. Now, something to note. I mean, Goku came out 11 p.m. my time on the 11th of November last year. However, for Vegito as well as other hero character batches, they came roughly like a week and a half or so later, like the 20th ish, 22nd ish of November. And in fact, I'll just show this with another character. Let's pull up Super Saiyan 4 Goku. 22nd, right? So they do tend, or at least they did tend, to do it later in November. Last year they did it really early in November, like I suppose like late into early November, but starting to go into early mid-November. It's a little confusing, but I think you get what I mean. Um, so with them not in the state of download, I don't know. My best guess is that they will probably um release. Okay, it's either going to be like the I don't know, like the fourth or no, I don't know. Maybe like the fifth, the sixth, the 12th, 13th, somewhere in that window. It's either going to be next week or the week after. And I think that's actually very important. I do have the defense calcs done, by the way. I just wanted to make sure to note this real quick in this video. Um, to me, it does appear that potentially we are actually not going to get a part 2 to the celebration. In the past, the celebration has not had a part 2. I just figured we'd get a yellow coin LR with the celebration, considering that Heroes is done. But at least for this year, this 40th anniversary Dragon Ball collab appears to be replacing Heroes. So it is now my opinion that we will not be getting part 2 Goma. And they may handle him similarly to how they handled Cellmax, just throwing him in as a yellow coin LR to a celebration next year. We'll still get the adult forms for 11th anniversary. That is now my opinion on this, especially because I'd say Goma's even less hype than Cellmax. So I don't know. I wanted to point that out real quick that they are not coming yet. This Goku, he's tied to all of them, so while we get him now, he's sort of not really usable yet. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out now. It's either next week or the week after. I think we will no longer be getting part 2 Goma. Uh, that's what I wanted to sum up here at the beginning. But with that being said, they did, even though we did not get them in the data download, I saw that, the Twitters actually did post the info for these guys. So we have their defense stats now, which means I can now finally actually do the defense calc. So I got ahead to doing those. And here we are. So starting out with the free-to-play manga Saiyan Saga Goku. Um, Keep in mind this is his kit because they did not post him. Something to note as well, I actually wasn't really thinking about this before with this character. Well, I suppose with all these characters, but as far as I'm aware, the intro supports do hit everyone until it runs out. As far as I'm aware, I could be mistaken about that, and do keep in mind that these calcs keep that in mind. But when I'm thinking, there's not like a lot of characters that have intro support like that. But examples I can think of is like Physical Omega and Broly. And I know both of those characters, the support does hit everyone until it runs out. So my best guess is that this should hit everyone. If it does not, I will have to redo the calcs. I guess we'll find out post release. But I wanted to throw that out there, that will be considered into the calcs. Oh yeah, but this guy has 80% chance to dodge. Um, and he starts out really low, and he is the slowest building of all of these guys. Um, I still think he's really good though. 80% chance to dodge. As long as you are dodging, he should perform very effectively. The only issue with him is his, you know, build up function is for every attack performed. At least it's every attack performed and not every super, by the way. But since it's for every attack performed, you can only do 3 attacks max per turn, which is only 57% max per turn. That's not really a lot. So he builds up very slowly. But with 80% chance to dodge, I think he's pretty decent for a free to play. Next, we do have manga, the Fat Boo here. Originally, I was thinking I liked him as the least. I think now I do like Piccolo as the least. We'll get into him eventually. Um, Boo here, I don't know. Like, I feel like he actually, considering, he's getting 39% per. Um, I think he builds up pretty nicely. Because, this is his turn 1. Oh, also, I did sort of, you can see this note here. I decided for these calcs, all these characters, I have this. I have them off of the team on a 220 lead, just a theoretical condition where you are able to get their entire kit, but you do not, you're not on like the team. Because it is possible for all these characters besides the Saiyan Saga Goku. It'd be kind of difficult, but it is possible. Um, so I decided to show a scenario for that for anyone interested in to see if these guys can be run off of the team. And I would say, yeah, for the most part, they can. Because, if you consider them as a role as like a floating support, I think they'd be good like off of the team. But they are better on the team, even though it's a double 170, because of the massive amount of support they get. And as we continue on here, he does look a decent bit better. Now, for all of these like characters that did need to receive attacks as well as evade attacks, I did just put all the sort of build up pre-SA to sort of be quote unquote fair. This you're gonna be running 7 characters total, right? So I'm not sure how everyone thinks of all the characters just yet, right? I don't think I would put this guy in slot 1, but I can't say that no one else will. So I figured I'd put them in slot 1, especially because there's like so much AoEs nowadays that, regardless, you're going to most likely have some level of build up before attacking. So I figured it'd make the most sense to stick with that scenario for everyone and let everyone decide what they want to do with that sort of knowledge. And then as we go down here, this is his 3rd appearance. Keep in mind, this is about as far as you're going to get in this meta. And as you can see, getting up to 5.2 mil here, I'd say it's pretty damn good. Something else worth noting is I think you'll see consistently throughout these. Now, this is pre their special defensive. Well, I suppose I'm presuming it's going to be defensive equips. But we do know they are getting special equips in general. This is without considering whatever the hell those may give to these cards. I have no idea. They are not in the JP data download as far as I could tell. So even without those, I would say these cards, a common trend is some of them I think can do really good in today's current meta, but for the most part, they would, like as an overall team, I think they would dominate the 10th anniversary meta, but they would struggle post GDC meta. I mean, obviously there's going to be exceptions everywhere, but I'd say that's my overall opinion on the team here. So, but that's before the defensive. I'm presuming defensive equip calcs, because I'm just thinking they'll probably give them something like the Rose Clones got, which should be massive. But you know, I will have to see. All right, so next we do have Final Form Frieza here. Now this guy actually, I mean, he's pretty crazy. I think he might. He's not as good as I originally thought he was going to be, but I still think I might like him as the best of the batch. Now, I consider this buff as probably just able to activate once per turn. So that's what that 100% is. I was a little confused by that earlier on, but I'm pretty sure this is just going to be once per turn. I mean, there's no way in hell that you could get several supers stacked up like that. So that has to be just like it can pop once per turn sort of thing. But yeah, not getting any defense on SA is unfortunate. But still, I mean, he does get a lot from his sort of dodges. And I'd say he gets pretty decent, you know, because I mean, he does have 50% damage reduction. Oh, Ron one. He does have 50% damage reduction for the first attack he receives. It goes down to 10% from there. So he's not going to be good versus supers, but I mean that's why he has so much dodge, right? So as long as you're dodging, should be really good. I don't think he'd like take a super or anything like that, but once again, I mean this is pre the sort of defensive equip, presumably defensive equips though. And then as we go down here to manga Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I actually think I like him much better than I did before initially. Now for Gohan, I just gave him 10 orbs across the board. I think it's very fair, very easy to say you could get significantly more than that. I mean, there's the tech key spheres that are already going to be on the board. Then he changes AGL to tech, and then he changes strength to tech. So it is very possible and likely you'll have more than 10. It's also very possible and likely you'll have less. And why I say that, I don't think Gohan is slot 1 material. It does help that this is not tied to when attacking. So he will have the 50% damage reduction immediately. So I suppose you can theoretically throw him in slot 1. Worth noting. But he's definitely not meant as a slot 1. And I do think he's going to be pretty good. It's just you do need to keep in mind how he sort of how you play out the previous turn, essentially. Because I mean, once again, it's AGL and strength tech key spheres. He changes to tech, so you need to make sure that whoever your slot 1 character is, if you have this guy slot 2, or if you're even floating this guy, you need to make sure that you have an abundance of physical and int key spheres going into the turn for your other cards to obtain. That way, Gohan can actually nuke, right? So I just wanted to go for 10 because I think it is definitely possible that this is quote unquote too much because he's not slot 1 material. But you can definitely have more. So I think for what he is, he's very, very good. I mean, he gets up to 5.6 mil nearly by the end of it. I'd say that's very good. Although, to be fair, his buildup is specifically supers. Now, this is only a great chance, and the other one is, you know, you have to proc the hidden potential, and then it's a 50-50. So his buildup, well, he can look pretty good. I think it's definitely going to be a lot more RNG based than some of the other characters, so keep that in mind. Then next we do have Manga Saiyan Saga Vegeta. Now, I think this shouldn't have been like once only. I think that's kind of silly. If anything, it should have been like once only per turn. I don't know. It is certainly going to be helpful for that first super you receive, though. From then on, I think potentially this guy could end up struggling a little bit. I would also say, while Vegeta starts out, I think probably one of the slower buildups, his max potential uh, is the highest overall. I do think so. Because he is getting 100% for every super received. That's permanent. That's not even like once per turn, that's permanent. So, I mean, you throw him against like Rose and Zamasu, right? I mean, you're very often, at least in my experience, going to get hit by both their supers, right? So this guy very likely could even build up higher than what I have within a turn. And for what he is, I mean, I think he's pretty damn good. Now, I mean, you do need Goku on the team, obviously, for the guard, but still, I think he's pretty good for what he is. Um, Now, next we do have 23rd World Tournament Piccolo. I would say I think this guy is the worst of the batch. I really do, which is unfortunate. Now, something to note with him, I did sort of calc him next to Frieza as like slot 2, sort of, was the idea, but I also still, once again, just to be quote unquote fair, I put everyone's. Because, I mean, you could even run Frieza in slot 2 and this guy slot 1, right? Especially if you're like going against Gohan, Goten Trunks. I mean, not that I think you should put this guy slot 1 against Gohan, but I mean, you certainly can't put Frieza, right? So, his build-up I still have before, once again, and like I don't know. The thing with him is because it doesn't help that he's physical because he only gets 4,600 from going to Rainbow, but he has the lowest defense stat of the entire batch. So I think the equips could help him a fair amount, but until we have those, I mean, I can't really say. It's kind of who knows at this point. But I think potentially the equips could do quite a bit for him if they have a lot of raw defense. I think he could look really good. I mean, we will once again. I mean, we'll have to see though. But overall, I think honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with this batch. With how they look, I do really think if it is in fact how I think it will be, a meta shift instead of like power creep for 11th anniversary from like short to medium / long content meta, which I don't see any reason to expect otherwise. I mean, you can get the pitchforks and torches and everything if I'm wrong, but it just like every single year since they've started the anniversary LR EZAs. Now, admittedly, I mean, like the third and fourth year EZAs were not the strongest overall, but that's just because like everyone in the game was weak. They were still some of the better cards in the year. It's just like everyone sucked. Um, so I mean, they still dominated the year, it's just in a different sort of context, right? But I would say, especially since then, 8th anniversary, 9th anniversary, and now, I mean, with the 10th anniversary, every single one of these years, those anniversary LRs have dominated the meta the entire year. I see no reason why we should expect that to change going into the 8th anniversary year. And bare minimum, those 8th anniversary Spirit Bomb characters are medium content, if not long content. So I think these guys probably will actually age pretty well into that meta. I don't know anything you guys do not. It's just my opinion. But I just want to throw it out there. Considering the format these guys also release on, I mean, it's 30 stones per multi, 3 featured per multi. Every 4 multis, you can guaranteed pick 1 from the shop. I mean, it's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think they definitely did a very nice job with these guys. I mean, I feel like they're probably better than like previous years, like Heroes characters. Maybe not like the regular Vegito batch, but besides those, I mean, if you summon on Heroes every year, I'd say these are worth summoning on. Also worth noting, I have not seen anything like this on the Dokkan side. But as for the Legends side, I did see that they made a specific note that this is a collab specifically tied to the 40th anniversary Dragon Ball collab, for their characters that they got, and that those characters would not return for the foreseeable future, bare minimum, bare minimum. So these guys may never return. So if you want them, now's your chance. When they come out. Um, so I think that's worth noting. And with how like generous the sort of banner format is, I don't see why you shouldn't rainbow them. And if you don't want to run them, at least get one of all of them for like collection purposes. Would be my opinion. But I mean, it's your stone, spend them how you want. Also worth noting, I did just start with like Baby doing the 55% defense calcs for all premium characters, including like easy A's, super easy A's. I think for this batch, I probably actually will not. Because if you're summoning on this banner, I figure, especially with like 3 featured guaranteed, I mean, they're 30 stone multis. If you're summoning on this banner, you're either summoning for collection or you're summoning because you want to max them out. Right? So if you're just summoning for collection, you're not using these guys. If you're summoning because you actually want to use them, it should be very, very easy and not hard on your stones at all to rainbow them. So I figure for this batch, I think I actually probably, the manga card specifically, I don't really feel the need to do 55% defense calcs. I will obviously do the special equip calcs whenever we know the details of them, but that will be bare minimum next week, if not 2 weeks from now. So, but yeah, there we go. Let me just scroll up to the top of these real quick, and we'll scroll down again. And if you want to pause at any point, choose to do so. But I'm actually very satisfied with these guys for what they are. I really think I am. I think they did a really good job with them. I'm definitely going to be rainbowing all of them. And I will do like manga, not that I think they're going to be the best in this current meta, but I will do manga team showcases. I really think like full manga team showcases could be a lot of fun to do. I'm also going to have like stacking videos for all of them at some point. And we'll see exactly when, but I will have stacking videos for all of them. I mean that because there's 6 cards total. I may do like Saiyan Saga Goku last because with the way he's like built, he does need the rest of them on the team. And even though he's going to be out now, it's not really, I don't think, wise to do his when I don't have like the full sort of condition. The only thing with that though is like then I won't be able to have like Tech UI domain or like AGL Gogeta. I don't know. I mean, it may be possible to like just sort of skip out on like 1 or 2 of the buffs that he gets, because I mean he has like a shit ton of phase 2 or phase 1 rather. So I mean if he misses out on a little bit in exchange for something where he doesn't have any percentage buff at all in the phase, it'd be overall net positive. So I could probably get away with like swapping out 2 of the categories for like Tech UI, AGL Gogeta, and maybe I could get away with doing it before the rest of them release. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm very excited for this batch. I definitely I will be rainbowing them. I think bare minimum everyone should get a copy of all of them. Bare minimum. I mean, what you decide to do from that point on, that's up to you. But yeah, I'm going to end this one here. The global data download should be happening anytime. So I do need to, do the breakdown for those characters, the 4 free-to-play characters, and do the defense calcs for them. I also need to do the defense calcs for both Rainbow as well as 55% Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku. I did also do some extra calcs for like Mini Piccolo that I want to throw in on that video as well. So we'll see though. I'm going to end this one here regardless though. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I think Dokkan definitely cooked with this collab. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.